Pontius Pilate, Roman governor, presented Jesus to a hostile crowd, beaten, mocked, a crown of thorns piercing his brow. "Behold the man," Pilate declared, his voice echoing with unintended prophecy. This moment, etched in history, unveils profound truths about God and humanity. Jesus, the embodiment of divine love, stood before a sea of hate. His suffering, a stark contrast to the rage that distorted the faces around him. In that moment, the brokenness of humanity was laid bare, juxtaposed against the unwavering compassion of Christ. The words, "Behold the man," were meant to evoke pity, perhaps even contempt. Yet, they resonated with a deeper meaning, unveiling the heart of God's plan for redemption. In the midst of suffering, a glimpse of true humanity was revealed. Pilate, a pragmatist, sought to appease the crowd, to maintain order. His words dripped with cynicism, a dismissive gesture towards the man he saw as an insignificant threat. But John the Evangelist recognized the prophetic weight of the moment. "Behold the man," for John, transcended the immediate context. It became a declaration of Jesus' true identity. Not just a man, but man, the embodiment of humanity as God intended it to be. Jesus, in his suffering, revealed the depths of human cruelty. The crowd's bloodlust, their willingness to condemn innocence, exposed the darkness that resides in the human heart. Yet amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope. Jesus' response to suffering, his unwavering love and forgiveness, pointed towards a different way of being human, a way marked by compassion, selflessness, and grace. The image of the suffering Christ is a double-edged sword. It exposes the depths of human sin, the capacity for evil that resides within us all. Yet it also reveals the immeasurable love of God. Jesus, though innocent, bore the weight of humanity's sin. He endured the pain, the humiliation, the agony of the cross out of love for us. His suffering was not a defeat, but a victory over sin and death. In the face of unimaginable cruelty, Jesus responded with love. He forgave his tormentors, prayed for those who mocked him. His example challenges us to confront the darkness within ourselves and choose a different path. The cross is a mirror. It reflects both the ugliness of our sin and the beauty of God's grace. It is a call to repentance, an invitation to turn away from our selfishness and embrace the love that poured forth from Jesus' wounds. Section 4. In his footsteps, discovering true humanity. To truly understand what it means to be human, we must look to Jesus, not just to his teachings, but to his life, his death, and his resurrection. In his footsteps, we discover the path to authentic humanity. Jesus' life was a radical departure from the self-serving nature of humanity. He emptied himself, taking on the form of a servant. He healed the sick, comforted the grieving, and challenged the powerful. His death on the cross was the ultimate act of selflessness. He willingly gave up his life so that we might live. His resurrection is the promise of new life, a life free from the power of sin and death. To follow Jesus is to embrace a life of humility, compassion, and service. It is to die to ourselves and live for others. It is in this self-giving love that we discover the true meaning of humanity. Section 5. Becoming real, embracing the example. The challenge before us is clear. We are called to become like Jesus, to embody his love and compassion in a world starving for it. This is not an easy task, but it is the path to true fulfillment. Becoming like Jesus requires a daily surrender of our will to God's will. It means choosing forgiveness over anger, compassion over judgment, and service over self-interest. It means speaking out against injustice, caring for the marginalized, and loving our enemies. It means living lives that reflect the transformative power of the gospel. The world needs men and women who are willing to stand up for truth, who will fight for justice, and who will love unconditionally. It needs people who will embody the grace and mercy that they have received. Section 6. A call to action, transformation through imitation. The words, "Behold the man," echo through the ages, a timeless challenge and an invitation. We are called to behold Jesus, to study his life, and to imitate his example. Let us meditate on his suffering, his love, and his sacrifice. Let us allow his example to shape our thoughts, our words, and our actions. The world is watching. Will we perpetuate the cycle of cruelty and hate, or will we choose the path of love, forgiveness, and selflessness? The choice is ours. Let us choose to become like Jesus, to be the men and women we were created to be. Let us be known by our love, our compassion, and our unwavering commitment to justice. Let us in all that we do point others to the one who is the source of all love, hope, and redemption.